units of the 10th Edelweiss Mountain Assault Brigade fought off a massive Russian assault in the direction of Siversk. A video showing the destruction of Russian equipment and infantry was posted on the unit's official Telegram page. In pursuit of the successful assault, Russian units launched 8 waves of attacks on the positions of the Ukrainian defense forces, including the positions of the 10th Edelweiss Mountain Assault Brigade. In total, about 30 units of armored vehicles, as well as more than 70 motorcycles and buggies, were involved. They tried to break through to the positions of Ukrainian defenders in several waves and from different directions. On December 14, 2024, the enemy attempted 8 assaults on our defense line. However, thanks to the professionalism and heroism of the soldiers of the 10th Edelweiss Mountain Assault Brigade, all these attacks were repelled with devastating losses for the enemy, the brigade stated. Despite the enemy's considerable strength, which amounted to about 300 soldiers, the brigade and related units were able to repel the assault and inflict heavy losses on the enemy both in personnel and armored vehicles. To intercept enemy convoys, the brigade actively used FPV drones, which were used against heavily armored vehicles, Russian infantry, motorcycles, and buggies. Thus, the enemy lost 3 infantry fighting vehicles used to transport troops, 13 motorcycles, 4 buggies, 1 MTLB, 1 120mm mortar, and 1 vehicle. In addition to the 10th Edelweiss Mountain Assault Brigade, units of the 54th Mechanized Brigade, K2 Battalion, 80th 1st Airmobile Brigade, and the 4th Brigade of the National Guard of Ukraine were also involved in fighting off the assault. It should be noted that the situation in the Siversky sector remains tense. The enemy continues to try to break through the defense of Ukrainian forces, and, in some areas, has had some success, such as in the direction of Vyimka. Militarny previously reported that the Russian landing force landed on the right bank of the Oskil and tried to gain a foothold in Novomlinsk, but the soldiers of the 10th Edelweiss Mountain Assault Brigade knocked them out. As a result of the successful operation, the 8th Battalion of the 10th Edelweiss Mountain Assault Brigade managed to drive the enemy out of Novomlinsk and clear the surrounding area, regaining control of the coast. In the video, the soldiers installed a Ukrainian flag in the village. The new footage shows a fleet of enormous M1989 Koksan self-propelled artillery that will soon be pumping explosives towards the Ukrainian soldiers. Neither Russia nor North Korea has publicly acknowledged the transfer of the weapons that can fire 2 rockets every 5 minutes to a range of up to 37 miles. Kim seems content to keep pouring resources into the void after his troops suffered major losses in their first full week of frontline action. DPRK troops joined Putin's hordes in attempting to claw back the Kursk region of Russia, which Ukraine nabbed during a surprise offensive in October. Putin has said he cannot and does not want to name a specific date for when the Russians will push Ukrainian forces out of Kursk, but boasted that Zelensky is throwing his best units there to be slaughtered. Since joining the front line, the North Koreans have hit the ground, but not running. South Korean spies revealed at least 100 of Kim's men were mowed down this week, and another 1,000 were injured, a significant chunk of the 11,000 initially dispatched. It is not clear how many more fighters Kim intends to send, but South Korean intelligence, NIS, reported he will personally inspect their training after the first troop wave was caught lacking. The NIS attributes the high casualty rate to the fact that the North Koreans are fighting in unfamiliar battlefields. They have very little experience of drone warfare, a key tactic of Ukraine, and so are being. The NIS attributes the high casualty rate to the fact that the North Koreans are fighting in unfamiliar battlefields. They have very little experience of drone warfare, a key tactic of Ukraine, and so are being consumed like cannon fodder. like cannon fodder. The spy agency added that the Russian military had complained their North Korean comrades were a burden due to their ignorance of drones. Video released earlier this week by the Ukrainian military shows drones decked out with Christmas toys including reindeer and a Santa Claus, hunting down North Korean troops and picking them off with apparent ease. A senior U.S. military official said the DPRK troops' injuries would include everything from light wounds up to being KIA killed in action, and affect troops from lower levels to very near the top. A video released by the Ukrainian military claims to show the bodies of scores of dead Russian and North Korean soldiers stacked together in the snow, within days of the DPRK taking to the front line.